Hey, if you have a larger bust, I'm going to share some strategies for dressing in a way that is stylish and flattering. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Netta, and my whole goal here is to help you conquer style over 40, to feel fabulous in what you wear, how you look, how you put yourself together. And so I'm really striving to create practical, useful videos that address like real life questions that I get in my Facebook group. I have the happiest, loveliest, and sweetest Facebook group on the planet. And I get a lot of questions in there about various challenges in getting dressed and feeling stylish every single day. So a lot of times these challenges have to do with our unique bodies and how our bodies were created, right? So we all have different challenges that come with dressing our bodies. And really the more mainstream your body is, like if you're 5'6" and a size 6, you're gonna have a lot easier of a time shopping for your body than those of us who fall outside of standard sizes. Like me, being petite. Petite poses a challenge, being tall poses a challenge, plus being extra, small poses a challenge. Whatever uniqueness your body brings to the equation is going to limit your options in some way just because there are going to be fewer things in the store for us, unfortunately. But most of us have something in our bodies that we take into account when we're getting dressed and when we're choosing clothes, right? So if yours happens to be a large bust, consider yourself blessed. There are many women who trade places with you, but it definitely does create its own share of challenges and things that you've got to look at when you're getting dressed, right? So I'm going to give you some suggestions, some guidelines, some resources that I hope will help you dress to flatter your large bust. So I'm speaking not completely from experience, but I have a 32C cup, which on, bust size, which on my body frame is actually relatively large. So I have had some of these same challenges. I can't say I can embrace the challenges that somebody who maybe has a bust of an F or a G or, a much fuller bust is going to have. But we all have those little limitations that come as just having part of our body be a little bit different than the rest of our body. So anyway, hopefully these strategies are going to help you really flatter your large bust and give you some more resources and things to check out for it. Okay, so the first strategy for dressing to flatter a large bust is to show some skin. That's number one. Now, I know this sounds a little bit racy, and I don't mean it to sound racy, but you've heard and probably seen over the years that having a really high neck, especially like a turtleneck, can really amplify the bust area. So especially if you have a really full bust, you may want to stay away from things like turtlenecks, because when the eye is unbroken and there's no skin, there are no lines happening here, there's no skin and then fabric to break up the eye, you're going to see this expanse of bust, right? So breaking up the eye by showing a neckline, first of all, is a lot more flattering. It's a lot more slimming, but also it really downplays the bust area a little bit and doesn't just make it like front and center, right? Where it's the most prominent thing you see. If you really want to amplify your bust, a turtleneck will totally do that. If you want to downplay it a little bit, a wider neckline, a scoop neck, a V-neck, that kind of a neckline will really kind of put it into more proportion with the rest of your body, okay? So showing some skin is my first strategy. That does not mean letting it all hang out, going too low, going too deep. I personally don't think that that's an elegant look. Obviously, you can do whatever you feel comfortable with, but I think it's a lot more flattering and more elegant to just show that beautiful clavicle, just show, maybe have a moderate V neckline and not expose everything. Especially, something, if you've already got curves, you don't need to show them off. The world can see that beautiful curvy body. So just going a little bit more subtle, I think, is a lot more of an elegant choice. Okay, so the second is don't point to it. Now, let me explain. A lot of times we don't pay attention to the design elements in our clothes that can amplify our bust or amplify anything else. Anytime you're drawing a horizontal line across your body, you are pointing to something on your body. So you could be pointing to something you like, or you could be pointing to something that you maybe want to downplay or that you don't want to amplify, right? So one of the things that can cause your bust to look kind of even less proportional is to have a sleeve that hits at the bust line. So if your sleeve hits, if you can see here, your sleeve hits here, and I'll put an illustration up here so you can see it more clearly. But if your sleeve hits right at the bust line, you're drawing an arrow and you're pointing to the bust, and your bust will look bigger and it will look a little bit off balance. Whereas if you go a little longer or a little shorter with the sleeve, you're going to have a much more flattering silhouette. So, an elbow length sleeve or a 3/4 length sleeve or even a cap sleeve, something that does not hit you directly at the bust line, you're going to find a lot more flattering. Another thing to pay attention to, of course, is any details that you may have on your clothing. So, whether that's, like a moto jacket like I'm wearing now, if it's got a lot of extra bulk over the bust area, whether you're talking about a design or a pattern on a graphic tee going just across the bust and not somewhere else so that it's not balanced, really look at what's going over that area and whether it's flattering or unflattering to be highlighting that part of your body. So don't point to it is my second rule of flattering a large bust. The third is to skip the tent. Okay, so I'm going to explain this one too. So any woman who has a fuller bust is going to know how frustrating it can be to put on a top and get that tent effect. So if it fits over the bust, it doesn't fit in the waist, and you've got this boxy tent-like effect that looks like a maternity top, right? So that's not flattering, because really what you want is you want to show that you've got this beautiful feminine shape and you want to define your waistline a little. So you can do that by tucking, you can do it by belting, you can do it by altering, you can do it by adding darts. You want to buy tops to fit the bust, of course. They have to go over the bust, and they've got to go over the bust without pulling or stretching or, or looking strained. So you want to get them big enough that they go over the bust smoothly and easily, but then alter them, tuck them, belt them so that you've got that waist definition. I love, one of the things that really works for a lot of my bustier clients is to buy a dress that's a little drapey, a little slouchy, a little oversized, and then to belt it at the waist. You really want that definition at the waist. So a flowy dress with a belt, a flowy top that's belted. Another way to add structure is and to avoid that tent effect is to add a jacket on top of your top. So a lot of times if I'm wearing something that's a little bit oversized for me, a little bit too flowy, a little bit too boxy, I'll add a jacket, and the jacket gives it structure, it gives it definition, and it makes it a lot more flattering. So whatever you can do to define the waistline. I really like the new smocked waist and even smocked, just overall smocked tops, because they really will fit well over the bust, and then they are designed to be cinched at the waistline. Another way to get this effect is a top with a gathering, draping, ruching on the side. There's a really great one here from Amazon. It's like $17, especially if you get it in the 3/4 length sleeve. It's going to be super, super flattering. It fits at the waistline and it fits at the bust, and it's just flattering overall. And I've had a lot of clients check out that top and they absolutely love it. It's just a go-to for someone with a full bust, and it's super affordable, and it comes in a bajillion colors. So looking for that kind of a silhouette where you've got the fit at the waist and then a little bit more room over the bust is going to be super, super important. Okay, the fourth one that I want to point out is to find an amazing bra. So I remember reading years ago that in France, a woman will spend $80 on a bra and $20 on a shirt. And in the US, a woman will spend $80 on a shirt and $20 on a bra. If you've got a full bust, you need to be in the French category. You need to spend a lot more on the bra and a lot less on the clothing, because nothing that you put on over your bra is going to look good if that bra is not amazing and supportive and uplifting. So I really like Wacol bras for fuller busts. But a lot of the brands, Bare Necessities, a lot of the lingerie sites have really, Her Room have a lot of really good bras for fuller busts. True & Co. is very, very popular. There's a site that I'm going to talk about a little bit more in a minute called Bravissimo. It's a British company, but they are in the US as well, and I think they ship everywhere, that has everything is catered just to women with fuller busts. And I have a lot more resources like that in my special sizes catalog below. It's got full busts, it's got, you know, tall, petite, all of the things. But there's a whole section there just for brands that cater to women with full busts. So the Bravissimo has great bra brands like Panache, bra brands that you've heard of that are pretty, that are elegant, that are elevated, you know, that will make you feel feminine and that have the support that you need. So it is one of the annoying things about having a fuller bust is that it's hard to find all the cute little delicate bras that they make. I actually saw a really funny meme about this, but the funny, delicate, or the sweet and delicate looking bras that they make for smaller sizes are just a lot of times not available in larger sizes, but there's such a great selection on some of the sites now that everyone can find something that's pretty and uplifting at the same time. So finding a great bra is absolutely critical, and I've got a lot of resources for bras and for clothes for fuller busts in the description box below this video. Okay, the fifth thing is to check out exclusive retailers like Bravissimo. And there are many others. There's a brand called Campbell and Kate. They hand make white button-down shirts in New York City for every size and every bust. So when I did the universally flattering silhouettes video, which I'll link below, one of the things that came up was that, well, I can't wear, you know, and I said, oh, you know, everyone can wear a button-down shirt. I can't wear a button-down shirt because my bust is too big. There are button-down shirts for every single bust size. So Campbell and Kate will custom make them, and the price is comparable to a nice shirt from a ready-made company. So there are a lot of resources that I've linked below that will give you resources for finding button-down shirts, for finding dresses, for finding clothes in general if you've got a fuller bust. So check out the plethora of big bust retailers or larger bust retailers, because there are so many of them. Clearly, you are not alone. The average American bust size is a 34 double D. So a lot of women, most women are dealing with a fuller bust than we're mostly seeing in stores right now. So if that's you, check out my description box for lots and lots of resources for places to shop where you can find tops, bras, dresses, all of the things that are going to flatter your body. So I hope that was helpful, just kind of an intro into how to dress for a large bust. Do you have any other strategies that you've used? Any favorite bras, any favorite resources, any favorite sites or stores that you shop? Let me know in the comments below, and we can continue the conversation down there, because let's face it, you're not in this alone. There are a lot of other women who are trying to dress their large busts, and we can all help each other out, right? So definitely don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Give it a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell. I upload new videos every Tuesday, every Friday, full of practical advice that you can take into your wardrobe and make it better. I just love having you guys. So thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video, and I will see you in the next one.